It's the Joe Padula Show, Clarksville's conversation.
Absolutely. Another recount, and now it's in Wisconsin. So, will thousands of Trump votes be found there also? In the Georgia recount, how did Joe Biden lose 9,600 plus votes in one county? And what does the lawsuit in Nevada say about evidence showing that 15,000 people from another state and the deceased have voted in the Silver State? Yeah, election 2020 update is now on the Joe Padula Show. Absolutely. Make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, click the like, leave the comments. Definitely help us out and share this video now. All right. I know. Here it is. We're now over 2 weeks since election night. 2 weeks. We went to bed that night, November 3rd. Trump massive leads in many states, these battleground states. Woke up to, holy crap, how did Joe Biden pull that off? Well, that's what they're trying to find out, some of these legal teams, such in Georgia. Yeah, the monitors there, they find 9,626 vote error in the county's hand recount. So the monitor that was, and that's the problem. A lot of these times they weren't having the monitors. They weren't letting the monitors do their jobs, but now that they do some of these recounts and these audits, a monitor reportedly discovered the 9,626 vote error in Georgia's DeKalb County hand recount. And here's what happened. So one of the monitors discovered a 9,626 vote error in DeKalb County hand count. One batch was labeled 10,707 for Biden and 13 for Trump. A pretty improbable margin there, right? Mm-hmm. By DeKalb County standards even. And the actual count for the batch was 1,081. Not 10,707. So, boom, 9,000 plus votes taken away from Biden. What does that do? Makes it even closer. Let's go to what's happening in Michigan. Wayne County. Last night, Wayne County's Michigan. Mm-hmm. Okay? Michigan, I'm talking about Detroit, Michigan. Okay. Right?
Mm-hmm. Is there any other?
So, right? So, last night, they couldn't certify the votes. There's 4 people, 2 people couldn't certify the votes. That's how when votes get certified, that's how you know where a state's going. Right now, there's no votes being certified in these states. That's why there is no official president-elect. Media says otherwise, but they don't call elections. Certifications do.
I mean, the Electoral College does, and that's not until December 14th.
That's right. We still got a decent amount of time, actually.
Yeah, that's why they have so much time to get everything settled before the actual vote by the Electoral College.
Right. Good point, Lawyer Wayne. So last night there was a deadlock, 2-2, over certifying the Wayne County, the Detroit votes.
Okay.
Because 2 of the people there's just so many discrepancies with the blocking of the monitors, these double ballots, these double votes. So all of a sudden, those 2 people that were saying, no, we can't certify these. Well, late last night, the kind of mob mentality went after them, calling them racist, calling them, how dare you? Well, it worked. And then they said, okay, fine, we'll certify it if you audit the votes, which recount with monitors. That's an audit.
Okay.
Verification of signatures, the whole bit. So there's going to be an audit going on in Michigan, especially in Wayne County there, Detroit. Let's see what happens there. Trump campaign files a petition for recounts in 2 Wisconsin counties. The Wisconsin counties, Milwaukee and Dane, big counties, citing illegally altered absentee ballots, illegally issued absentee ballots, and illegal advice given by government officials allowing Wisconsin voter ID laws to be circumvented. The 2 counties were selected because They are the locations of the quote-unquote worst irregularities.
Irregularities?
Irregularities. It's one of my tough words.
Yes.
I think it's the tongue.
The screw-ups, I think you call them.
It's
in New Jersey.
The screw-ups, yeah. The worst screw-ups, right. So, and now, and this is interesting, because the Trump campaign is paying $3 million to have this done.
Okay.
I don't understand that. If a county screws up, why does somebody else have to pay? Or if they find afterwards that, hey, we did screw up, shouldn't they have to give that money back?
Ooh, good question.
Like, you didn't do your job.
I think that's not terribly uncommon. Like, if you're challenging the results of the election and asking for something new to be done, you bear the cost of it. And that's true in a lot of different types of cases as well. I mean, even small ones,
right?
Court costs and things like that. But here they're essentially asking the government to do a bunch of extra work, which means a bunch of people to do a bunch of extra work. Somebody's got to pay those people.
Yeah.
And if you allow a candidate to ask for a recount without saying who's got to pay for it, it makes you force the Trump campaign to say, is it really worth it to you? If it's worth it to you, we'll do it. You got to pay for it though. So and then they got to decide, hey, I'm going to pay for it.
And they paid the $3 million, and I think that whoever it is, if they pay for a recount and they find out that we didn't do our job properly, here's half your money back.
I'm sure they're all. I bet they argue over it at least.
Yeah. All right, now Nevada. Check this one out. It should surprise no one, though, that Nevada has problems, okay, with the election security and voter fraud, but especially after the state mailed in absentee ballots to every registered voter in the this year, whether they requested it or not. That's always an issue. But then received back more than 8 times as many mail-in ballots as they did in 2016.
Wait, that can't be right. More than last year.
Yeah, more than last election.
So it's super popular. Yeah. Okay.
So, that's part of the reason that the Republicans in Nevada filled out for another lawsuit yesterday alleging.
Did they mail out the same or similar number last year, though? I wonder if that would explain. Maybe last year. You said they mailed them out to a bunch of people or to everyone?
The last one, this one was they just mailed out unsolicited, right?
Unsolicited. So, okay. Yeah. If I'd gotten a ballot in the mail, I would have been tempted to, I don't know, start a fire with it or something. But I might have mailed it back. Who knows?
Right. Well, they're saying this is how they got the dead people voting and those who no longer live in the state of Nevada. Here, let's take a look. Here's what the lawyers are saying out of Nevada.
What we are providing today in this lawsuit is that many of these votes were improperly cast. We are presenting today in our formal contest that there are north of 15,000 people who voted in Nevada and another state.
Oh.
We are presenting that people voted in people that had already done a change of address and left the state outside of the 30-day requirement. Their ballots were still cast. We are also presenting dead voters.
Well, so, all right. Well, all right. Say you got the people that voted in 2 different states. Which, I mean, you know what you're doing. If you voted in one state and you go vote in another state, you know you're doing it.
Right.
Well, say Nevada and Arizona. All right? They voted in Nevada, and they moved to Arizona, and they voted there. Right?
Right.
Okay? What happens? Do both votes, their Nevada vote and their Arizona vote, now get canceled?
They don't track that kind of stuff, Joe. It's not a unified system, right? And that's one of the problems with these kinds of. That's one of the problems with having people vote for president in the first place is we don't have a unified system for voting for president. We weren't. The country wasn't in when the Constitution was made. We didn't vote for president at all. That's why they have the Electoral College.
Right.
Those guys are supposed to vote for president, not us. So, but really, what happens is each state has its own rules and its own systems for figuring out how they're going to pick the voters that actually vote in the Electoral College, and they have inconsistencies. They don't check. They don't have any cross-state systems to see if I vote here and in Kentucky.
I'm very interested to see what's going to happen with these Dominion voting machines and these systems. Tim, have you heard about these?
No.
All right, so these machines, okay?
Have a mind of their own.
That in one county casted 6,000 people in one county in Michigan voted for Trump, and those votes went straight to Biden. So now they I know.
Glitch.
Yeah,
It's glitch.
It was a glitch, right?
Yeah, it's the Russians, right?
Mistakes happen.
No, it's actually, see, here's the thing, and it's coming out, and we're doing the research, these Dominion voting systems use this Smartmatic software, okay? So Dominion, created in Venezuela, okay?
You're going to get kicked off Facebook.
But I'm telling you, this is where...
You're not allowed to talk about this stuff.
But this is the truth. Created, and the guy that's created has been speaking out also. So, and it was created for the Hugo Chavez election, where he won at 99.9% of the Venezuelan vote. Okay, now they started using these. Now this company, okay, Dominion. Well, that's the software. The software Smartmatic was the Venezuelan connection. Okay, that Dominion uses. Dominion is a Canadian company, and last year, I've heard of them for the first time last year, when Democrats were calling out Dominion, saying we can't have these here. They're no good. The reason why the state of Texas refuses to use those systems. Now, it seems to be, well, the guy that's the head of Smartmatic is now on the Joe Biden transition team. And
Go figure.
Dominion voting machines is Canadian.
Hang
Yes, it's
I just want to issue a correction for Facebook, Zuckerberg. If you're
okay,
listening.
yes.
I just checked the Dominion voting website, dominionvoting.com.
Right.
It says that there are no problems with their voting system.
Of course, that's right.
And everything is fine.
I'm glad their website is updated.
I Googled it. Dominionvoting.com says their software is great.
Their software is great, I'm sure.
100%.
Yeah.
Or 99.9% for Chavez.
Just want to issue that correction.
Now, here's something else. Dominion, a company out of Canada, okay?
Oh, Canada.
And Canada refuses to use their systems also. Okay? Their host country doesn't want to use their machines either. So, our votes that got casted through these Dominion machines, which 29 states use the machines, the votes get counted in Germany and Spain. Why are our votes even leaving the country?
They're not supposed to.
Right.
I blame the post office.
That's outside in the fringe, right?
The post office did it. It was cheaper to ship it there than it was to have it go directly to where it's supposed to go.
Tim, I'm glad you brought up the post office, too, because they got some issues now with some people coming forward saying, hey, they were telling us to mark these.
I'm going to get fired.
A day prior to the election, even though they came in after the election.
We don't want to skip any votes.
I'm gonna get fired because I work for the post office.
No, hey, it's all right.
Well,
it's all right.
As far as you know, everything at the post office is going great, and there are no problems, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Well,
99.9% of the time.
I'm glad you're here to say that.
Just not in Erie in Pennsylvania.
Erie, Pennsylvania, the home of the wonders.
Other post offices, you can't,
So no matter what happens, and like Lawyer Wayne said earlier, this is going to go into December. I mean, it took with Al Gore in 2039 days. People forget about that. It went way into December.
That was still conceded. The official votes, I think, December 14th. By then, everybody better have their votes sorted out and certified and have their electors there ready to vote, or we're going to have some issues. And they have had issues in the distant past, back in the 1800s. I think they went till like March before they actually had a president.
Yeah, they had different systems, but we'll see what happens.
Hopefully,
but,
we can do that faster.
There's a little update for you.
Horseback.
Dominion voting machines.
They're demonic.
It's unreal.
All right. It's the Joe Padula Show. Bada bing. Clarksville's conversation.